Hey guys, this is Introducing Emmy and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. This one was sent to us by the BloodiestRed.deviantart.com. I don't know why, but I had a really hard time reading this. I thought it said BloodiestRed and I had to go to their page to see it like written out. Oh, and let me show it to you like that's a sigh at me, not a sigh at you. And I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffed up. I hope I'm not catching something. But anyway, here is the full drawing. Okay. Oh, and I couldn't isolate it from this pattern, so I hope it's not, you know, like too distracting or anything while we work. I don't think it'll be, though. And if it is, well, I'm sorry. Okie dokie. So we've got the clavicle being fairly straight, but the boobs being tilted. I'm pretty much positive that if you are going to tilt the chest, you're going to want to tilt. You can keep the neck straight. The neck can go, you know, every which way. I'm shaking my neck all over. So but the clavicle is going to have a little swoop and sway to it. I'm just deciding. Okay. I was just deciding if it would look okay on the ribs. So I am straightening her out slightly, but I will try to give you some more tilt down here. So if you're going for kind of a realistic look, I would give her a little indent right in here, and you can make it like as deep or not deep as you want, especially at her being like turned so far that way, because this is like the horizontal indentation from the belly button. Girls have that. That's a thing. For some reason, girls, I don't really like know the science behind this, but girls tend to carry a fat pad like here and then like one here, like above and below, whereas guys, when their fat pads like bulge out a little bit, they're more like the original drawing where it's just like a smooth, you know, like kind of pop belly sort of thing. I guess it's not really a pot belly, but you know what I mean. It doesn't have that little indentation. That's kind of a womanly thing, at least in my opinion. So I've added the other hip to match over here, so that her leg isn't coming like out of her crotch area. It's more coming out on the same side, like on the mirrored side of the socket. I'm actually going to leave the legs for now, and I'll tell you why later. No, it mostly has to do with the fact that I think this pose is a little awkward, and you could totally change that. I don't know how you would want to change it for yourself, to the artist, if you're out there. But I would do something different with the legs, because A, she can't stand like this, and unless you have an object here, it looks like she's just kind of doing a weird bend in the air, because her feet would be like this, sort of, and her center of balance is like way off. And if you were trying to go for something like more floaty, like, you know how like in anime, like when they do the cheesecake art, usually like the characters are just kind of like, woo, they're just like up in the air. I do tons of this art, I know what I'm talking about. I love drawing floaty characters. They're just doing their thing up in the air, you know, like that. You want to like make them look more floaty, I guess. And this, like the way that the legs are like same, you know, it's like the same rhythm up and down the legs. And you don't have that going on with the arms, you know, you want to reflect that in the legs too. This feels like a drawing I did when I was younger. Not any drawing in particular, just reminds me of something kind of like the way I used to draw or attempt to draw. I feel for this drawing. So I'm trying to even out the dress, or not the dress, what is this? Like the, is it a leotard? The thing that she's wearing. To be honest, you probably wouldn't really have a line here. Maybe just like a, something like that. Sorry this looks so scratchy. I'm always using this pencil brush, and I'm worried it doesn't look very neat, but I think it's doable. Oh wait, she doesn't have a shirt on. I'm like trying to put like wrinkles into her arms, like there was clothes there. Force of habit, sorry. Okay. So, with the hand, I really like this thumb. I like the way it's drawn. It just, let me get a little closer here. It just needs to be moved back. So, make my eraser more palatable. Okay. So with hands, I like to give a little connection. I'll get back to the thumb in a second. Let me just explain what I did there. So with hands, rather than just drawing like something, well, it kind of like balloons out a little bit like that. You want the upper arm to come down. You want to taper down. So this will be the narrow part of the arm. So instead of this, you want more like this. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you kind of want it to have like a bottle, like a wide bottleneck, or actually more like a vase, because the other one was a bottleneck. So vase. this. You don't want that. Okay, you want the vase. And you want the how should I say this? So here's your hand from the side. There's like a little step, like a little flat part where your wrist is. This is like where your wrist connects to the rest of the bones in the arm, all 100 of them. And then down here's your hand and your thumb, and then your fingers are out there. So there's like this little flat part right here. So you kind of want to imply that with just like a little whoop up to it, you know, just like a little whoop. Is that a thing? Is that a word? Okay. So anyway, back to the thumb. Let me show you here. Okay, so here's our hand. These fingers look fine. I'm not going to harp on them or anything like that. The thumb needs to go back. Bam, right there. Look at that. Just so that the last knuckle of the thumb is just barely coming past the line where the fingers are. So like those little like those little indents from like where your fingers are. The thumb just barely needs to go past that first point. So that's all. That's why I said it's a beautifully drawn thumb. It just needs to go back a little bit. It needs to get back in its place. And that's because the thumb connects to that, I forget what the name of it is. There's like a bundle of bones right there that your thumb connects to just as well as like all the fingers do. And all this in here between the thumb is just flesh and you know, padding. It's not bone. Like our fingers don't connect here. They connect way back here. And the thumb, which is our shortest finger, connects all the way back here with them. So it needs to come down more, is what I'm trying to say, because it's all posable and shit. So fingers look good. Look at that. It's a good hand. I'll let it be. So here you got it pretty much. I mean, that's my cat jumping up on me. You just need to well, just to be safe, I'd shorten the thumb a little bit. Oh, this cat, oh mine. If you hear any purring or flipping around, that's my cat. So yeah, fingers looking good. Just clean up a little bit in here. Wow, she is sitting on my freaking wrist. Okay. Hold on one second. Mama, get down. Thank you. Oh, cats. I tell you, cats, man. They're jerks. Okay, so I'm flipping the canvas just for now because I've been looking at it the same way for so long. I kind of need a new look-see at it. So I've made a new layer. Then do the head. Shiloh, go lay down. Thank you. Sorry, my dog was bothering my cat. I need to take her out shortly, so I'm gonna have to be wrapping up this video before long. But anyway, so I'm just doing a light sketch of the face. Face measurements look good. And now let's do the ear. So you've seen that I kind of reshaped the ear dependent on where the jawline was falling. Wow, this cat is about to get locked out. She's being a jerk. So this is probably the most realistic looking eyes I've seen drawn for Redline Tuesday. And one thing I wouldn't do is don't draw like all the individual lashes like this unless you're going for like hyper realism, because with just contour drawings it comes off like there's no detail like that anywhere else. And so then when you suddenly get to the eyes and they have these eyelashes like this, it just comes off as what's a good word, like it's not part of the composition, like it doesn't feel like the rest of the drawing does. I would just use line weight to imply lashes, and maybe even just have like a few my pen went blob a few breakaways like that. Just something to imply lashness. I'm also just building up the lips slightly more than before. Her lips just look really like tight and pursed. Is that the word I'm looking for? And I'm also kind of pushing her eye back into the socket here by just moving it over slightly. Hold on, I'm a little heavy on the mascara here. Just do something like that. Just kind of get rid of some of these extra lines. Okay. I think I've gone over earrings before, but I'm gonna go over them again. For drawing circular earrings, what I like to do is, especially if I'm just sketching, do that, duplicate it, and flip it so it's like opposite. Just move it so it's something like a circle. I do this because I like everything to look really even, and I'm not the best circle drawer ever. So then you just move it into place like that. But it needs to be smaller. More like that. Oh, that cat is dead to me. I don't know if you can hear her, but she is downstairs wailing and carrying on like the end times are near or something. It's like living in a madhouse. Okay, so the other thing is, I think her head is kind of big, just a little bit, and I'm using the, her hand. I'm gonna use, I think that hand could be bigger, but I'm gonna use this hand as my guide, and basically, if the hand is not covering basically the whole of the face, too small, or too big. So we're just gonna make it slightly smaller. Wee, hair. Hair's like the fun part. This is the part where I like to goof around. I used to be so bad at drawing hair. Like whooshy hair. Not shapy hair. I could draw shapy hair till the cows come home. Even my shapy hair was kind of piss poor, but we won't talk about those dark times. So, I guess, something like that. So yeah, about the legs. If you want, you could just have her standing. It's really, you know, just straighten her legs out. Maybe even have one up a little bit, you know? Just a teens. Now I'm really roughing this out, so I apologize if this looks like poop. Just turned it to CMYK. Good. Good job. My CMYK conversion button is right next to my transform button. Probably not a good place to have it, because I hit it a lot and incidentally turn a lot of stuff to CMYK. I mean, this pose still isn't like, you know, wow, but it's something. And if you're just doing warm up, it's like, you know, you just want to get some work out there. So just something. I mean, let me make sure her butt is like, I feel like her thigh isn't thick enough. Anyway, I'm getting a little over the moon on detail here, but just something to kind of get her legs into a different position that, like, more realistically either holds her body up or go for the full float where she's like really suspended in the air like a ghost. Ooh, I just scared myself. Yeah, I'm gonna make her hand just a little bigger down here, even though mine is not even like a complete hand, it's just like a rough sketch. So there we go. Let me erase some of this little nubbiness going on here, all my little notes. Come on, go away. Okay. So like I said, the hands were pretty good, so I wasn't too worried about going over them a lot. And I don't know why, but under stress, I just can't draw a hand. See, well, not stress, but like under pressure, when everybody's watching, I just can't draw a hand. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but I draw an okay hand. It's still not the best that I can be. There's a little wobbliness going on to that. But, so this is, let me turn this white or something. Put mine in a folder. This will be mine. So I think we've done some reshaping here. That is pretty good. We just straightened some little features out, no big deal. Though I have kind of changed the shape of her leotard with my anatomy lines. I didn't mean to do that. Like this line here is up really high. This isn't not the shape of the leotard. Here, let me just, where's the other one? So this is where the bathing suit leotard thing falls. This is where her hip socket is. Okay, sorry. I don't know how to like define that. Let me just, yeah, there you go. So we're all clear here. I think we've also kind of helped to shape the front of the body so that we kind of know where everything's facing. Okay, sorry for all the blinking. Alright, so that'll be that. That was a fun little red line. I always like drawing girls. Girls are curvy. Okay, now she's fallen over. That's my fault. But yeah, so that was fun. Just a little simple one for us. And next week, I think, is 50 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So I will see you guys then. Alright, bye!